Hi, it's Dale from Reidys here. We're at NAMM 2020 in the very comfortable zone at the PRS stand with the man himself.
You think this couch is comfortable?
Yeah, actually, no, when you start getting in the corners it's not too good, but the main bit's comfortable.
I think it's okay.
Yeah, it's not too bad. So yeah, Paul, what's going on this year? I see the stands looking amazing, like double the size. Looks
Where
like
exactly is your shop?
Blackburn,
Where
Lancashire, near Manchester.
Is that? You haven't said Brill yet.
Brill.
I'm not supposed to know that, am I?
Buzzing. Buzzing.
Manchester, you say Brill, right? What do you say in your town?
Buzzing, I think, is probably a
What?
buzzing. Buzz as in Buzzy Bee.
Buzzy? You say Buzzy?
Buzzing.
Buzz in.
Buzzing.
And what does that mean?
Good, great. It's good vibe.
So if it's buzzing, it's good.
Yeah.
Okay, I learned something. Now we're talking. Now I get a general lay of the land,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, buzzing. So on the next launch, you've got to put in your marketing. This guitar is buzzing. Yeah.
I can't do that, but I can entertain the idea.
Yeah.
All right,
Pretend,
so,
at least
all right, so
pretend.
at least we have. Look, I'm from the Washington D.C. Baltimore area. My father was from Texas. Y'all not from around here, are you, son? All right, so I mean, look, the accent thing, I love it. I
Really?
adore it. It's North Carolina, Florida, Pennsylvania, Boston, New York, Wisconsin, California.
When you
And
get
then you
to
go
England,
to Scotland.
yeah.
That's not England.
Well, no, yeah.
Okay, and then you got Ireland, and there's two Irelands, and then you've got all the Wales stuff and all. And then people from Bristol do not sound like people from Kew Gardens. Do not sound like guys from Wembley. Do not sound like
No,
you guys. Don't sound like the guy from Leeds.
No.
Do not
That's
sound
it,
like the guy
that's
from
it.
Liverpool.
Right,
But
Yeah.
the Scotland thing, I couldn't understand what these kids are saying. And so I made a deal when I was in Glasgow.
Glasgow.
Yeah, Glasgow, yeah. I said, listen, I was doing a thing in the town for the college kids. And they go, I couldn't understand what they were saying.
Yeah,
I said,
yeah.
look, I'll tell you what, you slow down and I'll slow down and we can have a conversation. And we did it. And by the end, we were speaking normal speed.
Yeah.
They had adjusted their accent to me, and I had adjusted my accent to them. And
That's
on the
what
way
you need to
home,
do.
on the airplane back to Heathrow, about 2 sentences came out sounding like a cabbie. I was like, oh my God. I couldn't even believe it came out of my mouth. I adore the accents in your country.
Yeah,
adore them.
You can travel 10 minutes in a car.
Not that Scotland's in England's in Scotland, but you get the joke.
Yeah. It's like 10 minutes in a car. You've got a completely different accent.
I love it.
Yeah, but it's troublesome being from Lancashire and coming to the USA.
Why?
Because people don't understand what we're saying, you know.
I understand you perfectly.
Well, you didn't understand buzzing, so.
No, that's a slang word. That's different.
All right, okay.
That's different.
I'll let you
Look,
off.
So look, I'll give you a lay of the land. We're at the trade show here in Anaheim, California, 2020, our NAMM show. We did about $67 million worth of business last year.
That sounds
We've
good.
grown 60% in 3 years. Things are going really well. When the mortgage crisis hit America, nobody bought anything expensive.
Yeah.
All the guitar shops went crazy because the repair people had all this work, but nobody's buying anything. And we made it through that, and we made it through this, and we made it through that. And the other companies have changed hands. We haven't changed hands, and this is our time. We're doing well.
Yeah.
And so we've got
fair
our
enough.
SEs, and we've got
Yeah, I
our
love them.
S2s, and our bolt-ons, and our Mayors, and our CEs, and then you've got the core guitars and all the McCarty family.
Yeah.
And you go back to S2, the S2 McCarty family.
Yeah, we just checked those
And then
out.
there are all
when they
the
come
amplifiers, and then, there's a pile of stuff going on, and it just happens to be our time. And there wasn't a guitar that I've taken off this rack behind your head in which I couldn't get a beautiful sound out of. So I'm happy.
Yeah, it's going well.
But I know when it's bad,
Yeah.
and I know when it's good. I'm not one of those people that, when it's really good, they go, yeah, but if it could be.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that. I can't stand that. I saw a Jeff Beck concert once, and then there were people crying. He was the first time he played Day in the Life on the Jennifer Batten tour, all that stuff, right? He was killing it. and somebody and people at one point in the concert, somebody goes whoop whoop, whistles, and Jeff goes whoop whoop back at him.
Nice. Yeah.
And we knew we were in the presence of a genius, right?
Yeah.
I'm walking out of the club, and somebody goes, I didn't like the drummer. I almost hit him. I almost killed him. But the guy had laid a perfect foundation for Jeff to be Jeff, right?
Yeah.
And I almost hit the guy. I was like, oh my God.
We have another word for that in Lancashire. It's called nitpicking.
No, they say nitpicking
Right,
in America too.
Okay,
and
that's not a
nitpicky
Lancashire
son of
thing,
a bitch. Right? So it's not cool. And when it's good, it's good. It's like if you're standing on top of Everest, you're on the highest mountain. Right? Right now, things are okay. Things are good, and I'm in good spirits, and I know when it's good, and I know when it's bad, and
it's infectious.
Can I just say that we're 98. My grandfather started our company 98 years ago.
Yeah.
And we're 2 years off 100. And there's been good times and bad times, and if you love what you do, you get through all those things. Right. You know what I mean? Which is great.
Yeah.
So he was just saying, in the case they couldn't hear it with the mic, that you guys are almost 100 years old.
Almost.
And
2
there's been
years
good times
ago.
and bad times, and I don't even know how you survived during a war. Nobody buys a guitar during a war, but
someone bought something.
Somebody bought something, right? Okay, fair enough. Sheet music,
Yeah.
war songs. Who knows? I have no idea. But look, you want to lay of the land? Take video of the booth. Take video of what's going on with all the models in here. Take video of us yapping back and forth. I mean, they'll get a lay of the idea. It's our trade show. We're showing our wares to the dealers and the customers and the press, which you're being both now. You're being a dealer and press at the same time, because if you don't have an internet presence, it's a thing of the past, right? I mean, look, times have changed. I can hold a device in my hand, talk to China while I'm reading an email from Manchester, and it's crazy what's going on. But
you got to adapt, haven't you?
Well, things are good, and sometimes it's just stay around. So for us,
it's going
I'm still
well.
here
It's going well.
swinging. And I have a big team of people, and we're swinging. Thank you. I appreciate it. You tell all your customers I appreciate their enthusiasm.
Well,
so,
do you have
another question, or are we good?
I was going to ask you what your relationship with John Mayer is when it comes to sort of designing the guitars and sort of putting them together. What's the sort of
one phone call ago?
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
No, he wants to know what's going on at the show. He wants to know what's happening. He's going to have to talk to Bev or me about what's happening.
Right.
The relationship with him is active.
Yeah.
Look, you don't make a guitar where all those parts were retooled: the tuning pegs, the neck shape, the frets, the inlays, the finish, the back plate, the pickup covers, the pickup bobbins, the magnets, the wire, the knobs, everything on that guitar, the pick guard, the body shape, everything was retooled except for maybe the screws that hold the pick guard on. That's it. I mean, that's a lot of work. That better be an active conversation. If I'm going to make you a guitar and you're going to make me retool everything, am I going to do it in a vacuum, or am I going to be on the phone with you? Listen, sometimes it's kind of hard to believe I'm even on the phone with him, right? I mean, he's become an icon. What did Jeff Beck call him? Or Eric Clapton or Jeff Beck called him the Eric Clapton of our time. He's really,
he is. And
really something.
He's an incredible
So
player.
I have an active. I'm not. When you ask me that, maybe it looks like I'm, dropping names when I pull my phone out.
No, it's just
what's my relationship with you?
Way,
He's on the phone asking what's going on. He's active.
Yeah, well, that's awesome, because to have someone so iconic doing that.
We got an award today for Silver Sky Dealer's Choice Award for Best Guitar, and I wanted to know about the award. Because I asked the guy, I said, you got to give me a copy of this award. I can't just take it from me. You got to give one to John.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time, Paul.
So how many miles from Manchester are you?
About 30 miles, something like that.
That's a long way.
In England, it's a very long way.
It's a long way in England. But by the way, you can drive from your town all the way to to Heathrow in about what, 3 hours?
3 or 4 hours, yeah.
Done it many
Yeah.
times. Well, there you go.
Awesome.
Look, it's a pleasure to have you here. Thanks, you guys, for coming. I appreciate it. By
Cheers,
the way, I adore the accents from your part of the world. Absolutely adore them.
Well, you're the first person to say it.
So I'll tell you a story. The great bass player, Gary Granger, we played in Glasgow at Warren Moore. And at the end, the guy was very taken with Gary and how well we played, which is unusual for a Scottish guy. Right?
Yeah.
And he goes, "It was wonderful, this thick Scottish accent. Can I buy you a drink?" And Gary
That's a
goes,
dangerous
"Sure."
question.
Gary says, "Sure, I'd love one." He says, "What do you have?" He goes, "A Jameson." And the guy looked horrified. He goes,
Irish
"You
whiskey.
come all the way to Glasgow, Scotland, and you order an Irish whiskey?" He was so mad. You know what Gary said? He goes, "Yeah." The guy went and got him a Jameson. True story.
Yeah, I love that.
You come all the way to bloody Glasgow, Scotland, and you order an Irish. He couldn't believe the ignorance of it, right? I thought it was fantastic, this story, right?
Fantastic story.
Awesome.
Great.
Cheers, Paul.
Wonderful. You've been fantastic.